quick questions. Number 1, do you drink coffee or tea? Number 2, are you interested in staying far from the Western medicine model of treatment of drugs and pharmaceuticals as you can and living a wellness lifestyle the way Mother Nature designed us to live? Today's video is specifically around the topic of osteoporosis. It's a $1.5 billion and growing industry in the Western medicine world of pharmaceutical drugs and treatments. And I want to talk to you quickly today about how to make a nice elixir that might be really helpful in that area and in general wellness as it is. So follow me. Okay, so what's the big deal about this healthful, life-saving elixir I'm talking about? Well, as you know, I've done a lot of videos on my channel on the healing powers of the amazing Reishi or Ganoderma mushroom, also known as Lingzhi, with a 2,000-year track record in Asia and China for phenomenal healing powers. It's been known as the herb of longevity, medical wonder, etc., etc. Almost 1,700 studies now published in the National Library of Medicine archives on the amazing healing powers of Reishi. But at any rate, we also know that coffee is one of the world's most consumed beverages. It happens to be a wonderful delivery system for Lingzhi, Ganoderma, Reishi mushroom. So, here's the story. I brought together some of the great healing mushrooms on the planet in one place, and today we're going to make an amazing healing elixir out of the combination of a nice coffee with Reishi mushroom. We know that organo coffee is infused with organic Ganoderma lucidum, and we also know that my practice is built around muscle testing through applied kinesiology means of all kinds of supplements, nutrients, herbs, even occasionally pharmaceutical supports. And you know, I've had an awful lot of difficulty in the last 2 years finding a Reishi mushroom that matches that we find in organo products. However, in the last several weeks, I was delighted to find one from a company called Real Mushrooms that matches up. Today we're going to use Reishi, but they make others too. This one is called 5 Defenders. It's a combination of 5 different superior healing mushrooms in one package. Cordyceps mushrooms. I did a video on the pancreatic healing support offered by cordyceps mushrooms. There are about 2,000 studies on that published. Reishi, this is the one we'll use today, and a great healing mushroom called lion's mane. So that's the story. Let's put it together and see what it tastes like. The taste of my cells getting healthier by the sip. Follow me back and let's finish this video up. Our goal here on this channel is to hack our health, isn't it? Again, the caveat, Western medicine is phenomenal for certain things, acute injury and so forth. But as far as wellness goes, Mother Nature has the rules. We heal with nutrients, exercise, air, water, and sleep, and great thoughts. So our little vid today is concerned with a study I recently read out of the National Library of Medicine on osteoporosis. You know, the Western medicine world loves to treat everything as a disease. Let's talk for 30 seconds about natural, normal physiology. All of our cells die and regenerate through our lifetimes. For instance, every 10 years or so, we have regenerated every single one of our bone cells. And this happens through the decades. It's an interesting coupling reaction that happens. As cells mature and die off, others need to come in to replace them. In the case of bones, that process is called remodeling. Certain unique cells are charged with breaking down and getting rid of dead bone cells, while others at the same time are replacing. These are called osteoclasts and osteoblasts. As we age into the 60s, 70s, 80s, the osteoblasts, or the bone-making cells, can't quite keep up with the breakdown process, and as a natural, normal, built-in, DNA-encoded process, our bones begin to thin as we get into older age. Western medicine sees this as a disease process, and therefore the pharmaceutical industry says we have an opportunity to make a drug to support this. Now, there's a class of drugs called bisphosphonates. What these drugs do is effectively kill osteoclasts, the cells that break down bones and get rid of them. What does that do on X-ray after a year or two? Looks like our thinning bones have become now all of a sudden thicker. That's true, but you know what? They're thicker with dead bone that should have been sloughed off anyway. The bones become more brittle. In fact, I know of about 1,000 cases in the literature at the moment of women, especially after menopause, having been prescribed these drugs for 5 years or more, suffering acute, unexpected, non-traumatic femur fractures, whereby they'll make an easy step off a stair and the femur bone right in the mid-thigh snaps in two like a stick. Studies seem to indicate that prolonged use of Fosamax is a cause of this unique kind of fracture. So I want to bring up a study today out of the European Journal of Pharmacology. I'm going to link it below. I don't need to read this crazy long name for you and go through it deeply, but here's the point. Researchers found that Reishi, a special protein in Reishi, otherwise known as Ganoderma lucidum, otherwise known as Reishi mushroom, has effects against the breakdown of bone. It helps us restore bone in osteoporotic situations. I'll read the bottom line. Administration with Reishi reversed loss of bone mass in osteoporotic rats. These researchers created osteopenia and osteoporosis in rats with a special process. They fed them reishi, and within 2 weeks' time, actually stopped the bone loss and reversed it. And we know it's very safe from all of our other studies, but we'll conclude low to high dose Reishi treatments displayed little toxic effect on rat organs and did not seem to impact their overall health. All data suggested that Reishi has possible action against osteoporosis. Folks, thinning bones is a natural consequence of aging. It's probably worse in 21st century lifestyle now. We sit in front of computers and other tech devices imparting electromagnetic waves that are not natural. We're not performing weight-bearing exercise. So here's what we do. In order to create bone strength, we need to do weight-bearing exercise. Swimming, for instance, is a wonderful exercise, but it's in water. We've removed the effects of gravity. Simply doing walking every day is an exercise. Let's add some resistance work through weight training. We need to decrease our inflammatory lifestyles as well. That means lower sugar, lower gluten, okay? High vegetables, high good quality fats like omega-3 oils and so forth. But this concoction I made today was a combination of organo black coffee, which is infused with organic Ganoderma lucidum or Reishi, plus an addition of another product I found. It's made by a company called Real Mushrooms. I added about a 1/4 teaspoon. So we put Reishi into our diets every day, in addition to various other healthful mushrooms and other healthful organic products. And my goal is to help you, as well as myself, make ourselves as healthy as possible so we can move ourselves into old age in vibrant health. So I appreciate it. Until we see you again, yours in vibrant health, Dr. J.